Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another segment of Read With Me. I am your host, Kelly Michelle. So this channel focuses on reading together separately. I choose a book, we will read that book throughout the month, and I will post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my reflections, thoughts, and takeaways from the assigned chapter or chapters that we read together. So the goal is to read 12 books together virtually by the end of the year. And so we have been working through the month of May, Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. And so last time we went over the first part of chapter 4, which is pages 112 through 145. And today I will do the second part of chapter 4 by going over 146 through 171. I always like to have a disclaimer, which is I am in no way trying to share these concepts, ideas, or thoughts as my own. I am just simply sharing my takeaways and reflections from the book, and I just encourage you to read the book yourself. So, chapter 4 is titled The Vulnerability Armory. And so here are my takeaways from the second part of chapter 4. 1, have intention behind your choices. It's not what you do, but it's why you do it. Number 2, oversharing is not vulnerability. Number 3, vulnerability should not be used to discharge your own discomfort or as a tolerance barometer in a relationship. And number 4, judgment exasperates disconnection. And so I want to focus on number 2 and number 3, which is oversharing is not vulnerability, and that's number 2. And then number 3 is vulnerability should not be used to discharge your own discomfort or as a tolerance barometer in a relationship. And as I shared in the last video is that I'm recently new to the present city that I live. And it was really important to me that when I moved here to create community, and how it was a very vulnerable space to me because it is putting myself out there to meet people, to meet new people. And it can be challenging, whatever age that you are, but there are some statistics that it can be even more challenging when you're adult, because as you get older, there's so many factors that play a role in it. There's a lot of people within my age group say that are married, have kids, careers, etc., etc. Needless to say, when I was in the process of finding my community, I had to be vulnerable and show up authentically, but I also had to be very aware of not oversharing, and then also to not being in a place where I am having vulnerability because I'm trying to like it says, discharge your own discomfort, which is, to me, I'm interpreting it as, am I just venting and kind of just, for a lack of a better term, like vomiting my issues on someone else? So it's like trying to find connection with someone, and I'm just like, here, blah, 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 blah. Here's all the things that I'm dealing with. I'm venting about this, I'm venting about that. And especially if it's a new friendship relationship, that can be very challenging to maneuver because that person doesn't know you. And I had to be very sensitive about that when I was creating community, to know the boundaries. And that's what they're basically saying, is that vulnerability, it does have boundaries. So I can still show up as my authentic self, But there could be a boundary that the level in which I'm vulnerable with someone or disclosing information to them is according to the level of relationship that I have with them. And have they earned the trust that is necessary for me to share what it is that I need to share, especially if it's very personal and very sensitive. So those are the things that I took away from part 2 of chapter 4, pages 146 through 171. Next time, we will be going over chapter 5, and we only have 2 more chapters left, chapter 6 and chapter 7. And again, like I did with these chapters, chapter 4 and chapter 3, I will be breaking apart the last 2 chapters into 2 sections, and I'll let you know the pages, just because those chapters are a little bit longer as well. So before I sign off for today, one thing I want to encourage you is to pick up June's book, which I have already introduced that book. It is The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. It is available wherever books are sold. So pick up that book. Also, take some time to read today. And finally, my earring just fell off. And finally, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I want to emphasize subscribe and comment, because subscribe, we want this YouTube family, virtual book clubs to grow. And comment, I want to hear from you about how you were liking the book. What were some of the takeaways that you had for chapter 4? Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, happy reading.